To everyone who loves me, I do not know the pain of your best friend's death. I don't know the sloppy, warm tears and the irrepressible moan that accompanies urgent air trapped in your throat. I don't know the crumpled note, the basketball, and the photograph that strikes like lightning in your heart. I don't know the clenched fists and punched pillows, the broken vase, the wild stares and curses into the sky. I don't know the questions exploding from your lips and your eyes. Why does this have to happen? Why am I so helpless? Why can't I know? Why couldn't we have grown closer? I do know how I want you to feel when I die. When I die, I want you to celebrate my life. If I mean anything to you, my death should be a reason to revel in everything I love, everything I think makes life so glorious. I want you to cry from laughter, you know all those terrible puns I make? To moan as you make love, to make love more often with more passion. I want you to write someone a new note or song, or to play that basketball until your sweat wears a hole into the ball, and let that photograph strike with lightning bolts of inspiration and creativity. I want you to reframe those questions exploding like landmines from your heart. What can I make happen? How can I help? What else can I explore? How can I continue to grow? Of course, you can post those on Big Talk. What happens when we die is a question that actually has little significance in my life. Why does death matter? Many people believe in some afterlife that must be earned or avoided. We have to earn a place in heaven or build up good karma to be reborn in a better situation. We want to avoid hell or avoid being reborn as a hungry ghost. We must act a certain way in life to earn these postmortem compensations. I act in these ways for the sake of the actions themselves and not for the resulting reward. It seems to me, if I'm acting that way anyway, if there is life after death, so much the better. See you in heaven. And if it's just dust and graves, well then I'm really glad I made the best use of my life and my time here and now to help myself and to help others. I believe that heaven is the presence of God, compassionate, egoless, loving, and forgiving. Jesus refers to this idea when he talks about the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of God. He uses parables because there's no other way to describe the presence of God. And there's no physical location or time where we go and when we go to heaven. Heaven is a state of being that we experience in this lifetime. Heaven is enlightenment. Hell is also a state of being, and hell is the opposite of heaven. It's equally misinterpreted, but far more familiar. It is the absence of God. It is Congolese fathers who are forced at gunpoint to rape their own daughters. Ugandan children used as sex slaves and soldiers. Prisoners forced to eat the flesh of their own relatives. In the Bible, Jesus uses the term Gehenna, which we translate to hell in English, but it was actually a literally burning garbage dump outside of Jerusalem. And he used it as a metaphor for the suffering we experience in the absence of God and godliness. These conceptions have little to do with afterlife because I think it's more important that we focus on life. Clearly, life is about living, not death. So when I die, I want you to throw a party, play music, dance, drink, think, go deep, learn, love, and celebrate the life I've lived that I constantly want to share with you and with everyone around us. That is everlasting life. Just tell me the word and I'll do the same for you when you die. Perhaps I have a near-death experience one day and my mind will change. Perhaps I'm missing something incredibly important. Perhaps life is but a dream and death is still meaningless. The important question becomes, what happens when we live? What happens when we play around in the dream, when we realize we can swim underwater, that we can start to fly? What happens when we experiment with creating our surroundings or positively influencing all the people around us because we create them in our own unconscious minds? What happens when we live with this open-minded playfulness, in our waking lives? I want to say one more thing before I lose your attention. I'm fairly excited about death, to be honest, although I'm not ready to get there. When it happens, it'll either be the end of my consciousness, in which case it won't matter, or it'll be an exciting next step. Either way, I beseech you to celebrate my life by celebrating yours when I die. In love and peace, Jordan. Oh yeah, and also cremate my body so that it doesn't take up useless space, and you can do whatever you want with the ashes because they won't mean much to me anymore. Thanks.